Hitler begins to pin his hopes on futuristic weapons developed by his rocket scientists. They call these sinister
Hello! Welcome to the channel! Right, okay, so I've spent most of... Hello, welcome to the channel! Oh, it's definitely... Oh, this lighter. Do you know, I've actually got other lighters somewhere, but... you know. Right, this is a channel update. It is quite sunny out there, and I was wondering why I'm even lighting the fire, but... So, if you're wondering why I'm lighting the fire, I suppose the gas central heating works on a thermostat. So if I light this fire every day, and I'm getting... I mean, not all the wood's free, but a lot of it is free. So that seems to be going. So basically the shampoo, the wood on your right is not free, what you can see on the screen. That was £208 for a big huge bag and some biomass stuff as well. Right, so I mean, if I just burnt that, then that would soon disappear. But so I found wood. Got a couple of bits yesterday. There's some down the wood I could pick up, but for logistical reasons, I need to get out and get a scrap out. Well, get the wheelie bins emptied. Really, I had this idea that because my friend's got a trolley, I was going to borrow this trolley to pick up big lumps of wood, but then I thought, wait a minute, I'll use my wheelie bins because it's a wee bit away from where the car can get to, so like wheelie bin them down to the car. So if they're still there, I'll do that, but then council will come and pick them up. They might do it today, it might not be there. It's just one of these things. Usually if you want something you have to do it right away. So I should have done it last night actually. Probably would have been the best bet. So basically the whole wood burner thing is, it's a wonderful heat and it should save, well it is saving money on gas. Although mains gas is cheaper than kiln dried wood, which is the wood you see on the right. So that's cheaper to heat your home using mains gas. The other thing is not everybody's got mains gas, you know. So I have. But when I was just heating the house with the mains gas, it was okay. I mean, it's warm, but warm would be the way to describe it. Now this thing's hot. You know, this is hot. This thing's wonderful. You know, it's like. So there, it seems to be going. So I've got one of these on, and just use bits of stuff that I've got a fake kilometre on, bits of wood, it's old stuff that, don't know what it is, I've got more of it here. So I've been avoiding using the fire lighters. So I've got some of these that I'll put on later. These things don't burn that well, but they burn. Still a wee bit damp. Position them there. There's a lot, you do a lot of sweeping up when you've got a little burner, constantly sweeping up, and that goes in as well, sawdust. Every time I use a chainsaw, I sweep it up. It does get slightly damp, So you better do it right away. You know. So that'll get chucked in a minute. Oh. So, how's that going? I think it's going alright. See, if you open the door a wee bit, it just goes nuts.
Means making smart choices. With our family growing, I want to protect the life we've built. That's why I'm calling Smart Insurance. Hi, I'd like a quick call, please. Okay. You can choose a benefit up to £750,000 depending on your
I mean, I find having the log burner is a lot easier than having a multi-fuel stove. Because the coal and anthracite and everything needs cleaning out more often. Sort of builds up. Whereas with a log burner, I leave it for a week. I only clean it out like once a week. So you just chuck it on top of the ash that's there already. Eventually it gets to the point there's just too much. There's a lot of nails and everything come off some of these, like the wood on the left that I showed you. So it's actually quite easy to live with. It's lovely. I really do think it was a good idea, yeah. And the only thing I'm not quite sure about is if I'll end up burning stuff that I shouldn't burn. I picked up a sleeper, half a sleeper the other day. I cut that down. You know, I don't know if I burn that, is it going to damage the, you know, is it going to, I understand that wood has to be seasoned, I get that, right? But, you know, what happens if you burn something that's got something on it? You know, and I've been told not to do that. Basically, the ideal scenario would be you just burn that kiln dried logs. Yeah, I mean, it was quite expensive, so I don't see any harm with burning like waste wood from building sites, so long as it's not got glue in it. You know, like proper wood, pine or whatever it is. Obviously, don't burn a chipboard or something horrible like that. Just burn. So a lot of the stuff I got for Callum is from house, you know, stripping out joinery work and stuff. So I just try and avoid that thing on the left there, they're fence posts. I don't know what that is, what sort of wood it is.
Just call the number on screen or text lottery to 88008 to enter through your mobile. Start making more good things happen today.
Oh, we got some letters. Holy moly. You almost wonder what the fuck's the letters about. 18th of March. And we've got this. Is the new battery from my box. Excelente. Right, let's go and do the channel update. You ready? You ready to do the channel update?
Oh, this is lovely.
That looks amazing.
Once again, I think you chaps have excelled yourself. Result.
The brand new home and finally fix-it vlogging starts Monday 25th of March, new and exclusive to yesterday's UK TV.
The channel update is being updated.
2008. Construction
I think that's going. I don't have to worry about that now. I don't think that'll be a problem now. It's well and truly established, as they say in the fire service. There's the Mini! Cool! Oh, that was the big plan for this car show that's coming up. Was that I would try and sort out some car art. Oh yeah, okay, you keep saying that all the time. Shut up! Right, just quick Numpty watch! Numpty Dumpties. Now, I'll quickly go on about this. It's a thing that women do. No, not all women. Some women, some daft women. I can't find it. Usual. Yeah, that's what happens. Stuff goes missing on Facebook. Of course, Facebook had a bit of a problem the other day, didn't it? 2 days ago. Oh, I can't fucking find it. 3 days ago. When you're putting your opinion on Facebook, it's like console GT or a car, eh? A 3 litre console GT was a fantastic car. What a fantastic car. I don't know what happens with Facebook, does it? There's weird things happen, but then YouTube's like that as well. Anybody else feel like they're being steamrolled this year? Well, you know, you're going to land up arguing about the wrong things, you will get steamrolled, you know? Like when you keep going on about Muslims and gender stuff. Yeah, you know, you need to keep that eye on the ball. We're fighting for equality. I can't find that thing I was want to look at. I'll see if I can find it later. I emptied this phone out last night. Well, that was some palaver. There was E drive and F drive, and I think one was full, the other one was full. I haven't looked at this, so I don't know what's waiting for me. Sterling is so far from me, but we are still in the same country. Cool. Alright. Might be nothing here. Maybe I get Stockholm Syndrome and I think, why am I not being abused anymore? I'll be really upset. Oh, no, there's plenty of fucking abuse. Right, let's see. How do we get this? What a shitty road. Yeah, that's... sorry about that. What a shitty road. That's Queensferry Road, Edinburgh. Yes. No, you can't be on a pavement. Spider plant. Yeah, I've had trouble with him before. Spider plant. He's one of these. Well, he's a troll. He's one of the people that I haven't blocked, because there's like 2 or 3 I haven't blocked. So basically, that video is right. So the point of it, or part of it, I think he's referring to, is that there's a pavement ban. Right, so I'm on the pavement. But
yeah, see, there's a ramp here. You see, hello, welcome. There's a ramp,
right,
which would imply that I can be here. That's going to be difficult getting across here. Although we could do it. I think we could. Could get thanks.
I mean, I got let out there, which was quite
nice. That's it. That's how you do it. Yes. I mean, you just learn how to do it, don't you?
It was just like coming on our busy road. Well, anyway, right, the pavement ban or fine or whatever. There's dropped curbs which needed planning permission. There's a reason for them. So that's the whole point of that. Spider plant. I've had trouble with him before. I can't exactly know what, but you get, like, if somebody turns up, you sort of remember, I had a load of hassle with you before. Of course, a lot of them I block. So this channel is mostly for the game Welcome to Bloxburg on Roblox. Welcome to Bloxburg is a fun, exciting game for all ages and a platform called Roblox. You can check out the game for yourself at a low price of 25 Robux. Click the link to play the game. Link goes here. By playing Bloxburg, you feel like going for blocks. roadblocks, rules and terms of service. Well, yeah. Since you're shitting on my parade, so I'm not going to argue with this idiot. I think you can park on the pavement if there's a dropped curb. Therefore, that implies that there was planning permission to allow vehicles on there, and that would include going onto your drive. But in that scenario where my van was, there's a drop curb at either side, and that would be for deliveries, and that's what I was doing. Was delivering. So I don't know how that would work, but I mean, Edinburgh are pushing it, but very wise advice there, yeah. Sensible. So we're at 4186. Let's see where we were last night. 4183. Picked up 3 overnight. So there's not really much going on. It's quite quiet. What a shitty road, yeah, it is. You can be on the pavement, obviously, because you're ignoring what I've said, because that's the sort of person that you are. You cannot, if you've got a dropped curb, it means there's planning consent being put in or given for you to enter the pavement. That's what the point of what I'm saying is. So you can't just turn around and say, no, you can't, because that means you're a dumpling spider plant. You're a dumpling spider plant. A dumpling, but I'm not gonna bother talking to you because it'll just be a waste of time. I could try and find the spider plant messages, but I don't know where they are. Right, so that's it. That was the channel update. So I've basically got this phone emptied out. That means the shorts are mostly done. The shorts are weird because sometimes you don't. Like, the views were dropping the other day, right? And then I kind of think I realised what was causing it was that I used to go for a walk at lunchtime, pretty much Monday to Friday. Or Monday to... Well, like 4 days a week, I'd go for a walk up the wood and I'd film trucks down the roundabout, Skeoch roundabout. And so they're down, like, your channel got... So it's down 390,000 views in over 28 days. The watch time's about the same. I don't understand that. Does anybody understand that? So the watch time's the same, but the views are down. I need to find out the difference between views and watch time. That could be because I've not been putting shorts on. So a view is a view is a view, whereas watch time is. So subscribers is 61 less than usual. You can see there in the graph, it's up a bit there at 16,000, 8,000. When I went with 35, that was caused by the cat video. It spiked. So I've got a feeling that well, I should really have more than a feeling. A feeling is not scientific, but I don't think it is. That it's because, so yesterday I went out doing truck videos. Maybe there's a lot of people like truck videos. Now this one is at 33,772, sorry, and it still seems to be going. 33 in the last hour. It was 130 last night when I checked it in an hour. So that one's still going alright. I was thinking about giving the whole thing up a couple of days ago, but really I should really be getting on to the art, and I'll start putting the art on here. Oh yes, you keep saying that, you know. This one, I was actually quite pissed off about this guy, because of the ramifications of what they're doing. The 20 miles per speed limits and bike lanes and everything. These idiots are pushing it. This guy, he works for BT, he's a councillor. I mean, it's not so much what he's done. He's wanted this 20 miles per speed limit in the earth. It's how he's done it. He's lied about it. You know, so I want to write to him or something, complain. Basically, So obviously I don't agree with 20 miles per hour limits. I think they're a pointless waste of time. Anybody with any driving experience knows that. I think it's a part of a bigger scheme to plunge us into poverty. That is the lower and middle classes want to keep us at home. He's just a tool in that. This guy, what's his name again? Garner's his name. He's a tool, and as the politicians are a tool to that end. That's what they're for, and that's say that it is. It's a 70.9% agree that they say with this. I mean that's not right. I don't believe that for a minute. So they're lying to us. They're putting lies out, and the newspapers are perpetuating the lies, because it was the newspapers that did the report, and the newspapers have been more or less like brochures for the council. Just sort of like they tell them what's going on and they just put it up. I don't really see how the newspapers are have any effect. They should be opposing this crap or challenging it. They should challenge everything, and they're not. So they are complicit with it. So this guy, Chris Garner, I think his name is. I forgot his name. I think it's Garner. It's definitely Garner. So he's been used against the people.
Welcome to welcome to the
He's Paul Garner.
Council Paul Garner.
He's been used against us
6th of May 2022.
by implementing something that is completely stupid. Under I think of the children type thing where, you're more like, he says is 7 times more likely to die in an accident if you're doing 30 over 20. Well, why don't you just stop cars altogether, Mr. Garner? Why don't you just stop it altogether? And do you really do 20 miles per hour, you twat? Do you? Yeah, I'm actually getting annoyed at this twat, right? I don't like the SNP, but that's got nothing to do with it. We should really go by what they're talking about. These are bastards, these people.
Garner.
These people are ruining our country. And this green fucking crap. Him, look at him.
Falkirk
Traitor.
Council.
Absolute traitor.
Councillor Paul Garner.
Right, okay. Stop going on about it. That's the way it goes. You've done your bit. You need to write to him now. I don't know, ask him object, mainly. But I don't live in the earth. I live in Stirling, but I objected. This is the thing I objected to signs. Yeah, I mean, we've got to stand up and be counted. And a lot of us moan, going on Facebook, going on about stuff isn't really going to help. You're in an echo chamber. If you go on Facebook, you're in an echo chamber. Definitely in an echo chamber. I mean, going on about that fucking Harry Potter, that woman, she doesn't want men in women's spaces. Well, what about the men have lost their spaces? They've lost their pubs and their drinking haunts where they can go and do business, meet other men and have a good time. They've been taken away. They've been mostly shut down. We've lost lots of things. It's not just women that their spaces. Why should their spaces be free from change when men's spaces have been eradicated? There's other examples of men's spaces that have been removed. There's loads. I just can't think of them right now, right? But the main one's pubs. Clubs, pubs. What I wanted to go on about here was this strange woman who brings up, it's quite a common one, that we fought women got the right to vote and the suffragettes or whatever fought for our right to vote. Well, look what they've given you. It's a bit of a vacuous belief these women have that they have this freedom, and yet they're being stitched up, and so they didn't want the responsibility of having a family, basically, or the hypocrisy is they want both. They want freedom and not the responsibility of having a man in the family. They want to get rid of the men. So the whole feminism thing's really twisted, and it's quite sort of widespread. It came into normal women, you know, that are believing, maybe because they're not that bright or something, I don't know, but they were believing nonsensical crap. So there's this notion that, so we fought, like the suffragettes fought, but what they're not saying is that not that long before the suffragettes fought for women to get the vote, not that long before, men didn't get a vote either. It was only the elite men, or the people at the top of the hierarchy, got to vote. The lower ones didn't, and you start to wonder now. So now everybody gets a vote. Well, not everybody. A lot of people don't get a vote because if they're not in an electoral roll, they can't vote. So the reality is, there's a lot of people in Scotland, I don't know how it works, it'll be the same in England, I don't know, don't get to vote. That is the thing that I was sort of moaning about, and I can't find it. Maybe it's been removed. Because she sort of fought back. She was an SNP type, and she reckoned that Scotland was going to be free, and I just said, you're absolutely deluded. Scotland is not going to be free. That's not going to happen. You know, you're just deluded. You know, it's true. You're absolutely deluded. You're not going to be free. Nobody's going to be free. I mean, who owns Scotland? You know what I mean? Who owns it? Is the question I want to ask you. Is it who owns it? Who owns the bridges? Who owns the Forth Bridge? Who owns the trams? Who owns the estates and the hills and who owns Balmoral? Who owns all the estates up north and the Isles and everything? Who owns them? Is it Scottish people? No, it's not, is it? You know, it's a delusion. It's delusional. It's the way it is. You're never going to be free. I'm not being like negative saying that. It depends what your definition of free is. But changing it's like what it is. If you want Scotland to be independent, you're changing your jail warder. Is what you're fighting for. I want a different jail warder, is what you're saying. So basically, we're all sitting going, well, that's going to be a worse jail warder you're going to get. But these people have this weird belief that they're going to make their own laws and votes, and we've already had a taste of that, and look what happened, it went all sour. It's just, the whole thing, I mean, I've got above that, I'm beyond that base thinking, because that's what it is, it's base thinking. It's kind of like, it's base, so it's like still trying to work out the obvious. You know, I mean, I'm nearly 60, right? So I've worked out the obvious. And the obvious is, political system is geared up against the people, right? That's obvious. And you can argue about who's doing this, that, or the other. All you're doing is arguing over the deck chairs in the Titanic, right? So really, the only way to beat the system, or to have any freedom, or aim for some form of freedom, is to spoil your ballot paper. That's the only conclusion I've come to. But I am oversharing. I'm not an electoral roll, right? And there's a reason for that. So I can't even spoil my ballot paper because I don't have a ballot paper. So, and I've no intention of going on an electoral roll. They've been round trying to get me on it, and I just ignore them. But I believe the system's corrupt. I don't want to vote. I believe that story about fighting for the right to vote. You need to look at that a different way. You know, that old story, especially for women, it's a cheat. It's false and it's a fraud. Getting to vote is a fraud. Who are you voting for, Stammer or Sunak? That's your choice. I mean, that's an appalling choice. You know, in Scotland, So we didn't. So we branched off from Labour and Conservative because a lot of Scots don't like to be seen as Tories, even though there's a lot of Tories, right-wing people in Scotland, as we've seen with this SNP. So they have this kind of strange. So now I've moved. So I'm above. No, I don't. Sorry, that doesn't sound big-headed. I'm above that base thinking where we're going to argue over jail warders. You're going to argue over who's going to fuck you over. So you want a Scottish independent. This is this woman that was arguing with me. She said she fought for the right to vote. What a moron. And it's like, when they're talking to me on Facebook, I think a lot of them assume that I'm a genetic female. I mean, and obviously my perceptions of all this stuff is, there's a sort of typical kind of type of woman that goes and argues such rubbish. They're idiots. They really are idiots, yeah. I mean, they've failed at being women, a lot of them. They're not real women, in as that they've failed to be decent human beings. Or they've been allowed to think about themselves and follow their own. And this applies to me as well. So, but I'm not in denial about it, it's a difference. I know what I've done is selfish and probably not a good idea. I know that. I'm not going to defend it. So if anybody wants to start going on about transgender stuff or this sort of thing, you're not going to get me fighting with you. Because I would agree with a lot of stuff. The thing is, that Mark Skinner's like that. He doesn't want to know. There's a lot of men like that, and my dad was like that. The problem is there's two circles. There's males and there's females, and there's going to be an overlap somewhere, a very small overlap, and you'll get that with any circle. But there's also the political LGBT thing, which is a different thing. So unfortunately, that is kind of given people who are in somewhere in between these two sexes a hard time, because it's been morphed into a political ideology against, and they're not really interested in that. A lot of them go with it. They're all dumb though, aren't they? I don't go with it, it's all shit. I don't believe any of it's crap. I don't believe that's why I made the choices that I made. I remember, it was choices. Nobody forced me, I did it. Whether I was coerced or nudged or whatever, we all get nudged and coerced. I mean, the internet does that. It might happen to us even though we don't know it's happening. Anyway, I think I'm rambling on a bit here. Anyway, no, I mean, this stupid independence thing, it's beyond a friggin' joke, Give it up, it's bollocks. But also the political system's bollocks as well. So on that note, I'm going. Thanks for watching. Bye. End video now.
Fitting the bombs is fiddly and it takes time. And it's very, very hot working in the New Mexico labs. And the bats quickly start